I'm speaking to Surrender the Sun right now. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so this is Surrender the Sun. We got me, Luke, on guitar, Jess on vocals, Shane on drums, and Navs on bass.
So you've got the whole band there?
Whole band's here right now, yeah.
Hi, band.
Hello.
And so how long have you guys actually been together as Surrender the Sun?
Under that name, a year in September. As that name, but I mean, we've got a lot of history within this band. Like, at least 3 of us have probably been playing together for around 10 years, nearly now. Yeah, a long time. But yeah, Surrender the Sun, probably about a year.
All right. So you don't want to drop any names of the past bands?
Yeah, I mean, before Surrender the Sun, me, Shane and Navs were in a band called Gemini. Yeah, played for a while, about 4 years or so we were together, doing some shows around Sydney, got to travel around a bit within Melbourne and WA, and just basically did that for a couple of years, and then eventually parts of the band went different ways and new members were joined, and then Surrender the Sun kind of came about.
You guys are working on a new album at this point in time, aren't you?
That's right, yep.
When can we expect the actual album to be out?
If all goes to plan, we're hoping January. Early next year. Let's not put a month to it, I suppose. Yeah, early next year.
So are we going to get a single before then?
Yep, definitely. We're doing a video shoot in August for our first single off the album. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. We've never really done a video clip before or anything, so it's a new thing for all of us.
All right. So have you got ideas for the video?
Oh, yeah.
Are you willing to share?
Jess will run in the video clip. That's all we can say.
I've only got one of your songs, Reason, at the moment. How long ago did you release that?
Yeah, about 6 months ago. I think that was the first real song we all wrote together, and it was our demo.
Is that going to be a little bit of a taste of the type of music we can expect on the album?
Definitely, yeah. All the parts put together, all completely different but brought together in one song.
Well, that's good. What about the writing process? Are you all involved in that?
Sometimes if we haven't got anything, we'll just all get together in a room and just throw ideas out there and we'll record it. And then we'll probably maybe spend 3 hours of just putting down ideas and recording improvised jams and things. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and maybe we kind of listen to them and we kind of slice up ideas that we like, and sometimes we might, out of 3 hours, get one good idea that we really like, and then we'll kind of use it as a foundation to sit down pretty much outside of a studio and just sit down and start sequencing out what we want to do with it and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, do it on a computer type of thing. And then we get back in the studio, start fine-tuning it, and then we'll play it a few times live maybe, and then it probably will still be changing after that, just till we're all kind of happy with our parts and things. But I guess the writing process happens many months, and it's probably many months before the song's actually done, like set in stone, I suppose. But
great. Is this Shane or Navs now?
This is Navs.
Navs, hi.
How you going?
I'm good,
Sorry,
thanks.
Jumped in, you asked a question, all of a sudden the phone being passed me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get this.
You see, now you're confusing me. I've never done a four-way before.
Oh, well, neither have we. Don't worry, neither have we.
Can I ask you personally, Navs, because I've heard this from a lot of people in bands and that, by the time that you actually record the song and that, are you like over it and moving on to new material?
Not with us. Like, I think when we record a song, there's a lot of, I mean, we've heard it a million times during the recording process because you hear the drum parts and the bass parts, but it's kind of exciting to hear it all come together. But then even when it kind of, we've gotten the song, it's just a matter of continually listening to it to make sure that we're all, you know, if there's anything we want to change. And it's weird, I think you would think that by listening to the song a million times, you know, you're probably sick of it, but it's kind of weird. We're listening to it, but we're also kind of still working on it in a way, even when we're listening to it after it's done, you know, just, you know, are we completely 100% happy? And then when it's released, it's a really, I guess, satisfying feeling because, you know, we are all happy and it's finally out there. And it's almost like, I don't know, it's going to sound kind of cheesy, but it's like this 9-month process of watching something grow. Yeah, no, I just said it. It's like a baby or something, man.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it?
But it's constantly like that. Like, you don't get sick of it because you've got to kind of constantly keep that compositional ear to the song about what you're happy with. And that's the thing. Like, even now, like me, Shane and Luke have all done our parts. But even now, we're just constantly listening to the song because we've only got so long before if we want to change something or there's anything we want to do. So we've got to kind of stay on top regardless of how many billion times we've heard the song.
You know, the biggest difference between releasing an album and having a baby is that most women don't have a baby with an audience.
Well, I don't know. We've seen some pretty weird stuff in our time. Don't you watch those shows on RPA?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they go for it. That's national television. It's actually funny because if you think about it, a band is a relationship to a T. Like everything about it. There's fights, there's good times, there's bad times.
Yeah, and it's harder because it is not just two people. It's a lot of personalities having to try and meld together.
I think that's why we're lucky, though. Like, as much as me, Luke, and Shane have been in bands for over 10 years, I think Jess has also been a friend that whole time. Like, we all, like, they've done primary school, high school, and everything together. So it's not just a band. We're also just, like, super close friends and stuff as well, you know?
So, just between you and me, who's the most annoying in the band? It's all right, you don't have to answer that.
I've got a bit of a challenge, Jess. We have our nights, but I don't know. We kind of share it around a little bit. You got to have one in the band, otherwise.
The wrong person.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
Okay, I'll take that as you're the most annoying one. You just don't know it. No, I'm joking.
I'm a smooth talker. I'm doing quite well at the moment.
You are. You're doing really well. Yous are actually going to be doing a few road trips over the next 2 months.
Yeah, well, I guess we're kind of moving out of Sydney, like going up towards Newcastle, up to Katoomba, up to Wollongong. So we're kind of branching out of Sydney, and then obviously there's also the prospect of Melbourne shows and things like that. So, yeah, we've done it before, and it's good fun.
And your shows, you do have a website, surrenderthesun.net.
Yep. And you can also find us on Facebook. I'm pretty sure if you just type Surrender the Sun, we're the only ones.
Yeah. And people can find out where your shows are by going to your website, surrenderthesun.net?
Yep, there's a few at the moment, so it'd be the best place to check them all out rather than us rattle off a million dates and venues.
Hi.
Shane.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, yeah, are you planning on a national tour or something with the release of the album, or an East Coast tour?
Yeah, East Coast tour at a minimum for sure. Like, we definitely want to at least get down to Melbourne and then probably up to Brisbane, maybe even Adelaide included on that. But to get over the other side of the country, that is a bit bigger. But yeah, we'll definitely be looking at doing that by the end of the year for sure.
Right. I'm just reading on your Facebook that you've been featured on a CD released by Drum Media.
Yeah, that's part of a CD done by these guys. Are they Off the Record? Yeah, and I think we're actually the title track on the CD. So that's out now, is it?
Yeah, today.
Today, there you go. It's out today with a number one track on it. So check that out for sure. It's part of just a Drum Media release.
Which track is that? Is that Reason?
Yeah, that's Reason, just the demo. That's the only one we've released. We haven't released any of the new recordings going on the album.
If you go to offtherecord.cc and you can download it.
That's exactly right, yep.
Cool. I'm going to make every one of you think right now, who would you like to support on a national tour?
Man, that's a big question.
Is this personally or as a band?
Personally, who would you like to support with your band?
Deep. Jeez, I don't know. Yeah, for me, it's not so much the international act. It's like the up-and-coming bands like us, like who are making it and making a career out of it. It's good to see, those kind of guys getting a foot up and doing something, that they want to do and they love doing. So it'd be really cool to do a tour with other Aussie acts.
And you can't name one?
Oh, I can name a few, yeah. Who do we want to name drop? Breaking Orbit is one. I mean, those guys are sensational. 12th Ninja, like Engine down in Melbourne, like all these guys, Bellicera, these guys are like really good at their craft, hey, and it'd be really good to start getting on board with these kinds of people.
Well, actually, I think you would go really well with Bellicera.
We played a few times with them, actually, and yeah, it's always a good night.
So we'll put that out there, and who knows what might happen.
And put it into the ether, see what happens.
Yeah. Well, is there something that you actually want to talk about?
Just the idea of us getting our album out. The album's the first thing, the biggest thing I think we've ever done as a band. Oh, this is Luke, by the way.
Hi.
So not confused. I mean, the only thing we can really speak about at the moment is the fact that we are getting our album out. It's the biggest thing we've done as a band and I suppose as friends and stuff, and it's something we've been working really hard towards and we can't wait to get out. So I suppose look out for it and look out for the shows that we're doing. And I don't know, there's much more important things to talk about than that.
Just stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned for what's coming, and hopefully we'll be out somewhere around where people that are interested are, and come check us out.
Yep.
Are you guys like totally self-managed and doing all your own publicity?
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, in every aspect.
Yeah.
Every aspect.
I suppose one of the most difficult things is always actually setting up shows and trying to get bands to play with and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's shows that we've been trying to book for months now and still trying to finalise bands. And, I mean, I suppose it's just kind of hard finalising bands and getting bands to play sometimes. Yeah, especially in places that aren't Sydney, like trying to find out, for example, a band from out of town that fits the bill, a band that you've never seen before. Everything's via Facebook these days, so like to actually kind of find a band that you want to play with and then them being available and then not being available, trying to find another band. It's just, it can be hard work, but,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting by, I suppose. Really important thing about being in a band is probably, working with other bands and making friendships within other bands and becoming friends with a band that's in Melbourne or a band that's in WA or Queensland, whatever, and working together with them to try and help each other out. Like us going there to play and then them coming to us to play. It's just all about, the most important thing is bands working together just to try and help each other out.
Well, it has been great talking to you all.
Thank you so
thanks,
much.
man.
And I look forward to talking to you again when you maybe head down this way.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Cool. Keep in touch. And
Come see a show, man.
yeah, I will when you get down this way.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll wait until it gets a little bit more warmer down there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's been freezing. It has been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that,
Right,
man.
bye.
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 Hey, this is Navs.
Hey, this is Luke.
Hey, I'm Jess.
This is Shane. And we're Surrounded with the Sun. You're listening to Collision 99.9 Voice FM.